Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the case handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. Now for the news in details. The Ministry of Health says the COVAX facility has secured more than the projected 2 billion COVID-19 vaccines to supply countries. Jamaica is among the countries that will benefit from the facility. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Besacer-McKenzie says COVAX gave its stakeholders an update at a meeting on Thursday. Dr. Besacer-McKenzie says an initial estimate of the COVID-19 vaccine for distributions under the COVAX facility will be available by Friday or the upcoming weekend. It should also reveal the timeline for distribution of vaccines for the first 6 months. The Chief Medical Officer was speaking at a Joint Select Committee meeting on the COVID-19 pandemic on Thursday. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness says a cabinet committee is being established to review the government's implementation of recommendations contained in the COVID-19 Economic Recovery Task Force report. The task force was convened by Holness to assist in piloting Jamaica's recovery from the economic fallout resulting from the novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The Prime Minister said that work to implement the recommendations is underway in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, noting that the Portfolio Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, who chaired the 28-member multi-stakeholder group, has initiated key performance indicators for the ministry. Additionally, he informed that the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology has begun work to create the proposed broadband network island-wide to bolster internet connectivity. The Prime Minister was addressing the opening ceremony of the 16th Jamaica Stock Exchange JSE Regional Investment and Capital Markets Conference on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Cayman Islands opposition leader Arden McLean and an independent legislator Ezra Miller on Thursday filed a no-confidence motion calling for McKeever Bush to be ousted as a Speaker of the House. The motion, which was filed almost 1 month after Bush was convicted on 3 assault charges following an altercation at a local bar involving the female manager. This is not the first attempt by legislators to remove Bush. Last year, a similar motion was overruled by Deputy Speaker Barbara Connolly on the grounds that it was sub-justice. At that time, the case against Bush was still in court. Last month, the Speaker was sentenced to 2 months imprisonment on each assault charge to run concurrently, which was suspended for 2 years. He was also ordered to adhere to a curfew of 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Sunday for 2 months and was fined US $700 for disorderly conduct. In sport, J3A President Garth Gale is calling for patience from stakeholders after all the scheduled local track and field meets in January were either postponed or cancelled after failing to get the requisite clearance from the Jamaican government to be staged. Track and Field's local governing body published their 2021 calendar earlier this month with a total of 14 local meets or events scheduled for January, including the National Cross County Championships. 12 have been postponed and 1 cancelled, with Sports Minister Olivia Grange revealing that some sporting disciplines could resume in 2 weeks. Gale says he is confident the season will get on track soon. In the meantime, organizers of the Malo Western Relays announced on Wednesday that the meet, which was scheduled for February 13th at the G.C. Foster College, has been cancelled for 2021. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And on behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. Do have a good morning.